Happy Friday, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about kind of a little bit more of a personal thing, but something that I like to share with people that I find is a cool, well, not even cool thing, but like I find it's a thing that sort of shows people what I'm about, and also the kind of I don't know, it shows people what I'm about, but it also is kind of like the reason why I'm so like motivated all the time too. So the topic today is my impossible year and what it taught me. So last year, I mean, before last year, I don't know, I kind of coasted a little bit. Um, there's a video that said it's like they say 20, I think it was like 2014. It's like that was my vacation. It's like 2015. I'm not gonna leave anything on the table. Just gonna give it my all, kind of thing. I feel like that was kind of me up until like last year. Well, a little bit before last year. So I guess like end of 2015, beginning of 2016, like when I got my job at a telecommunications company, because I started kind of like really just busting my ass, and partway through there is where I kind of fell into and found motivational speaking. But anyways, so last year, I started off my year, finding out that I was going to have twins, which was like an amazing experience. Like I couldn't be happier with them, but it was like the process of finding out was like the most terrifying thing ever. Like we weren't planning, but they were like, yeah, looks like there might be something wrong. And like they were going down some real dark paths, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, they're fine. It's just that there's two of them. And like my fiance called, and she was just laughing because she couldn't even, like, it just went from one polar opposite to the other. So I went from that, which is a real high note to start. Obviously, everyone's gonna freak out financially, but like, I tried to push that down and get rid of that thought. So beginning of June, my twins were born. And then after that, it was my son's birthday near the end of the month. Then we had his birthday party. And then the day after it, my best friend passed away. He's been my best friend since grade 7. Me and him, he had my back no matter what. He taught me it was okay to be me, before all of this. Like even when being me wasn't the popular thing, he showed me that. His name is Curtis, and he honestly, he changed my life, and I would not be who I am today, nor would I be, probably maybe even alive at this point, because like if it wasn't for him, he was always there for me at really dark times. Even though sometimes I was a dick and treated him maybe not the best, because you're in middle school, you're an idiot. So he was always there. Though he always stood by my side no matter what, and yeah. So, anyways, that was really hard, especially too because like I think it was a couple weeks prior. He had commented on one of my posts or whatever, on Facebook, and then he said something or whatever, and he was just like, "I'm really proud of you, man." And I was like, and like me and him had always like said, "Oh yeah, I know, we'll go grab a beer sometime. We'll go grab a beer sometime." And that I think is what hit me the hardest, was the fact that like, I was like, yeah, I'll always have time. I'll always have time. And then suddenly I didn't. Sorry. Yeah, so suddenly I didn't. It's like, when I saw people at this funeral and was talking to friends I hadn't seen in forever, I said, as far as last words, the last words that he spoke to me go, it was great. But, like, I didn't even, like, at that point, I don't even know, I think I just even, like, liked his comment. I didn't even know if I said thanks at that point. But anyways, so I went through that. I was going through, also at the same time, because, ultimate bonus, I started going, I was on these new antidepressants, which really messed with me. And I'll be honest, it would cause me not to sleep. So like they're like, try taking them at night because it may make you tired. It may, make you want to sleep. So I took it at night, and like I was awake till 8 in the morning, and I slept for maybe an hour. Um, and then, so then I'm like, okay, well, they said if it keeps me up, to start trying taking it in the morning. So I took it in the morning, like I took it when I woke up, and then I was awake all the way till 8 a.m. the next day, and then slept for about an hour. It was like to the point where like I felt like I was like almost like hallucinating because I was getting such a little sleep, and I was having problems falling asleep on the wheel. So that all happened. Then, due to some circumstances, I was living in my car for 2 months. A lot of people, and one person joked and said, like, you always talk about that, and you like wear it like a badge of honor. And the fact is, I do, because you know what, like there were, and like at this point too, like my family life was kind of going south a little bit here, and there was a fear that like I was going to be losing my family and stuff. And it was a real startling realization, but it was also like, it also really made me learn a lot about myself. In that time, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was the scariest time, and there's a lot of uncertainty. There were days, and I mean a lot of days in there where like I looked and I was like, I don't know if I'm ever making it out of this. Like I was pretty hopeless for a lot of it, but it then hit a point where I then, I got a place, the pieces slowly started coming back together, and it kind of everything started going the opposite direction. Work was kind of weird because I had, I had all these mentorships lined up there, and like actually where I work now, I'd gotten job pitches to come here, and then it was like, nah, I got mentorships. I'm good and stuff like that. And then from there, it was, then the shitty thing was that all that got canceled. So it all kind of like, everything that was good about that place went away. But the important thing to take away from this is that, that to me, that I thought that was the end. But, like I kept going, I made the best living in my car. Honestly, there's a lot of things you don't think about when you live at home. Then you don't have all those amenities near you. Like, you don't think about like where you're going to go to the bathroom. You have to find places that, have public Wi-Fi, have to find a place to like park your car and sleep and not look weird. There's a lot of weird things that go into it, like food. You have to have things that you can eat that are non-perishable, but don't mind if they get hot or cold, that you don't have to cook, which is very specific kind of things, right? So, so there's a lot of things that went into that, and it was not, like I said, it was not easy. It was still very tough to get through. But now looking back, I look at it and I'm like, there's nothing that can break me at this point. Like, it may sound a little cocky or arrogant, but you know what? Like that, to me, I've never been at that state ever, and I didn't think I was going to survive, and here I am. And then like things happen for a reason, right? Like you got to be ready for when life says yes and no, right? So like, life was saying yes, oh yeah, you're was it, you're doing great, like you got your family all back together and things are getting better. But then it says no, because it's like, no, you're not going to get that job that you were trying to do. Your career aspirations are going to go, because they're canceling all those mentorships, and all your career pathing that you had planned there is all gone. So it's like, it was a bittersweet victory in a sense, because I was like, everything's going right, and then things kind of went left and right. But then like I look at it, and like I got pitched to come here, and I was like, sometimes I was like, man, I wish I would have came earlier. But then like I stayed at my other job, and I got like a payout kind of thing. But like, what I mean? Like that was, I stayed, I didn't come here at that point because I stayed there till I got that. And then I came here and it was the right time, so it's important to be prepared, expect the unexpected. And then, like I said, be ready when life says yes and no. Roll with the punches. Understand that no matter how impossible how impossible the situation, there's always a way out. There's always something that bounces you back, and maybe I should rephrase. I shouldn't say there's always a way out, because that is that very specific thing that would maybe relate to some people is not a way out. But there's always something to bounce you back. There's friends, there's family, there's, you have support, people, when I was in that situation, like when I was living in my car, like people were like, oh man, like, you can come do this and come do that. I was like, nah, man, I knew no matter what, I felt like throughout my life, I've had it pretty easy with a lot of things, and like I have, but this was something I needed to do. It taught me a lot about myself, and I knew at this point that I could say, that even though, like, there's a lot of things in my life that have been easy. I made this on my own. I did this part on my own. This was all me. I had, friends supporting me, but like, in the sense of like, telling me I could do it, and like, knowledge, resources, etc. But like, I didn't have people, I wasn't living in someone else's house. I was like, this is where I'm at, and this is where I've got to dig myself out of. I didn't make that anybody else's problem. But anyways, so yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, make sure you mash that like and subscribe button. And yeah, if you guys want to share your stories in the comments, feel free. And I'm always, like I said, I love getting comments, and I'll take my time to respond to all of them. But yeah, happy Friday, guys.